Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojuola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And in today's episode, we are tackling a concept that once you've embraced it can fundamentally alter your path towards success and your path towards fulfillment. We are talking about how growth occurs when discomfort becomes instruction rather than warning. That is my anchor statement today. Growth occurs when discomfort becomes instruction rather than warning. You grow when whatever discomfort you are facing becomes an instruction or becomes instructions rather than warning. See, this is a profound shift in perspective. For most of our lives, we are conditioned to view discomfort as a red flag, a signal to stop, a signal to retreat, a signal to avoid. And in many cases, that is a healthy, ever life-saving instinct. If you touch a hot stove, for example, the discomfort is a warning for you to pull your hand away. If you feel a sharp pain in your body, it is a warning to seek medical attention. These are essential for survival. But what about the discomfort that is not physical pain or immediate danger? What about the discomfort of learning something new, of stepping outside your comfort zone, of having a difficult conversation, of facing a challenge that feels overwhelming? Too often, we treat this kind of discomfort with the same avoidance mechanism. We interpret it as a warning. This is too hard. This is not for me. I might fail. Let me stay safe. Let me stay comfortable. And when we heed that warning, we stay exactly where we are. We remain stagnant. We miss out on the very experiences that would have stretched us, that would have strengthened us, that would have ultimately lead to our greatest growth. Because here's the truth, my fellow mind shifters, growth really happens in comfort zones. Growth really happens in comfort zones. It happens on the edges, in the spaces where we feel a little bit awkward, a little uncertain, a little uncomfortable. That is where growth happens. I want you to think back to any significant period in your life that is, let me say, life-changing. Was it easy? Was it smooth sailing? Or was it marked by moments of struggle, moments of frustration, and a deep sense of unease? Whether it was learning a new skill, navigating a career change, healing from a personal setback, financial loss, or building a new relationship, the path to growth is always almost paved with discomfort. The key then is not to totally eliminate discomfort. That is an impossible and undesirable goal. But the key is to reframe our relationship with it. Instead of seeing discomfort as a warning sign to stop, we must learn to interpret it as an instruction to pay attention, an instruction to learn, an instruction to adapt, an instruction to push through. Let us break this down a little bit more. When discomfort arises in a growth-oriented situation, what is it trying to teach us? It might be instructing us on, number one, where our current limits lie. Discomfort shows us the boundaries of our current capabilities, giving us a clear target for expansion. It might be instructing us on what skills we need to develop. The struggle that we are facing highlights gaps in our knowledge. It highlights gaps in our abilities, or it is pointing us towards what we need to learn. It might also be instructing us on the importance of perseverance. Pushing through discomfort builds resilience. It teaches us the value of not giving up. And it might also be instructing us on new strategies and new approaches to whatever it is that we are doing. When old methods no longer work, discomfort forces us to innovate. It forces us to find new solutions, and it might be instructing us on our own inner strength. Overcoming discomfort reveals a reservoir of courage that we don't even know we have, of capability that we might not have known that we possessed. See, consider the athletes. Every time they push past their perceived physical limits, every time their muscles burn, every time they feel the fatigue, that discomfort is not a warning to quit. No, it is an instruction. It is their body telling them, this is where you get stronger. This is where you build endurance. This is the path to improvement. They don't avoid it. They lean into it because they understand that it is necessary. It is a necessary component of their growth. Or think about the entrepreneur launching a new venture. The discomfort of uncertainty, the fear of failure, the long hours, the difficult decisions, these are not warnings to abandon their dreams. No, they are instructions. Instructions on market demands, instructions on team dynamics, instructions on sales tactics, instructions on marketing strategies, instructions on financial management, instructions on even their own leadership capabilities. Each uncomfortable moment is a lesson, a piece of data guiding them towards their success. So the question now today is, how do we make this mind shift? How now do we train ourselves to see discomfort as instruction? The first thing is acknowledge the feeling without judging it. Acknowledge the feeling of discomfort without judgment. When discomfort arises, don't immediately label it as bad. Don't immediately label it as something to avoid. Simply notice it. Oh, here is a discomfort. I'm feeling a little bit on edge here. This simple act of observation without judgment creates a space between the feeling and your reaction. And number two, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? This is crucial. This is a very crucial reframe. Instead of, how can I make this feeling go away, which is what most of us do, you ask, what lesson is embedded in this experience? What lesson is embedded in this experience? What information is this discomfort providing to me? What new skill or perspective can I gain from this? And number three, you lean into it strategically. You lean into it. This doesn't mean recklessly throwing yourself into danger. No, it means consciously choosing to engage with the discomfort in a controlled and purposeful way. If, for example, public speaking makes you uncomfortable, don't avoid it entirely. Instead, seek out small opportunities to speak, gradually increasing the challenge. If a new project at work feels overwhelming, break it down into smaller manageable steps and tackle one uncomfortable piece at a time. And number four, celebrate small victories. You acknowledge yourself for facing discomfort, for choosing instruction over warning. Each time you successfully navigate an uncomfortable situation and you extract a lesson from it, you reinforce this new pattern of thinking and build confidence in your ability to grow. And finally, you develop and cultivate a growth mindset. You understand that your abilities are not fixed. Challenges and setbacks are opportunities to develop. They are not indicators of your inherent limitations. This mindset is the bedrock upon which the reinterpretation of discomfort rests. I want you to remember, the goal is not to become immune to discomfort. That is not possible, nor is it even desirable. The goal is to change your relationship with it, to recognize that the very sensations that once signaled retreat can in fact be the compass pointing you towards your next level of evolution. It is about understanding that the burn in your muscles is building strength. The confusion in your mind is forging clarity, and the fear in your heart is expanding your courage. So, my fellow mind shifters, I challenge you today to identify one area in your life where you've been avoiding discomfort. Perhaps it's a new skill you want to learn, a difficult conversation you need to have, or a personal goal that feels just out of reach. Instead of letting the discomfort be a warning that